What if the most powerful secrets about female psychology and attraction aren't taught in romance tutorials or self-help books, but hidden in the pages of Machiavelli's darkest strategies? Imagine an arsenal of insights so unsettling that women would prefer you never learned them. In this video, we'll delve into the forbidden playbook Machiavelli might have written about relationships. Tactics designed to command attention, manipulate desire, and secure influence over the heart and mind of any woman. Buckle up. Once you know these truths, you can never unknow them. Machiavelli taught that power is not given, it is taken, seized on the battlefield of perception. When it comes to women, the battlefield shifts from political courts to the theater of emotion. Here, subtle cues, tone of voice, fleeting expressions, the cadence of a laugh become weapons. A modern Machiavellian suitor understands that charm is not an art but a calculated science. Every compliment, every gesture of interest must be meted out with precision. Praise too freely and you dilute its value. Praise too sparingly and you risk indifference. The woman who senses she is being measured, valued like a rare gem, can seldom resist the magnetism of a man who knows her worth better than she does herself. To wield this power, the Machiavellian must first master unpredictability. Routine fosters comfort, and comfort breeds complacency. Make yourself scarce. Delay your replies to messages. Cancel plans at the last minute with plausible excuses. Let her sense your absence like a silent whisper in a crowded room. This scarcity transforms you from a predictable presence into an intriguing mystery. Mystery, Machiavelli would remind us, is the lifeblood of desire. When a woman chases an enigma rather than a known entity, her imagination fills the gaps with fantasies of your hidden virtues. Yet scarcity alone is not enough. Power demands emotional rhythm, the alternation of warmth and distance, intensity and ease. Draw her in with an unexpected extravagance, a thoughtfully chosen gift, or an unannounced visit to a place meaningful to her, and then retreat into your own world. This ebb and flow mimic the natural rhythms of courtship while maintaining the crucial advantage. She never quite knows when you will gladden her life with your attention, and thus she never stops longing for it. The Machiavellian also grasps the principle of cognitive framing. In every interaction, you define the terms, what success looks like, what behavior is permissible, even what feelings are appropriate. If she teases you, you tease back with playful authority, never wounded. If she challenges you, you sidestep her thrusts with wit. Reframing criticism as flirtation. By controlling the narrative, you ensure that her mind remains occupied with your interpretations rather than her doubts. Underpinning all these maneuvers is a deep understanding of projection. Women often project their inner needs, security, validation, excitement, onto potential partners. A Machiavellian man reflects back only what serves his agenda. Show stability when she craves safety, and reveal a hint of danger when she yearns for passion. These projected illusions, once accepted, become self-fulfilling. She will behave in ways that confirm the image you have chosen to mirror. Jealousy, that ancient rival of trust, can be wielded as a tool rather than a trap. A whisper of what others think, an innocuous mention of a colleague's admiration, a casual story of another woman's interest ignites the embers of competition. But tread carefully. Spark too fierce a flame, and you risk burning the relationship. The goal is to stoke a gentle, persistent heat that keeps her alert to the possibility of losing you without tipping into suspicion or resentment. Even as you manipulate emotions, remember that the highest art of Machiavelli lies in appearing benevolent. Every power play must be enveloped in an aura of concern for her well-being. When you pull back, you do so in a gesture of respect for her independence. When you assert dominance, you frame it as protection. Benevolence wins loyalty more reliably than brute force. Of course, these strategies can backfire if employed without finesse. A suitor who overplays his hand, who forgets to mask ambition behind charm, will find himself isolated by wary women and wary onlookers alike. The true Machiavellian practices discretion above all. His greatest victories are won unseen, in the quiet redirection of emotion, in the unspoken acknowledgement that he holds the reins of influence. As you internalize these techniques, Consider the ethical dimension. Power untethered from responsibility becomes tyranny. Use these secrets not to crush, but to cultivate, to nurture relationships built on intrigue, respect, and mutual growth. A Machiavellian who masters himself first will wield his influence with a rare grace that captivates rather than coerces. The modern Machiavellian seducer recognizes that true influence over a woman's heart begins long before any face-to-face encounter. He primes the soil of her perception by curating a consistent aura across every medium: social media, professional networks, even chance meetings. Every photo hints at competence and confidence. Every status update conveys purpose and passion. Every comment on her posts exudes insight rather than flattery. He understands that before she ever speaks to him, she has already formed an impression rooted in these subtle cues. Once they connect, he treats each conversation as both a mirror and a map. He listens not for the words themselves, but for the emotions beneath them. Pauses that betray uncertainty, tones that reveal longings, anecdotes that hint at unspoken dreams. In reflecting these back with precision, he fosters the powerful illusion that he sees her more clearly than she sees herself. This psychic resonance amplifies attraction. She feels validated and understood, and in turn, she unconsciously rewards him with deeper emotional investment. At social gatherings, he deploys the courteous pivot. When she speaks, he offers his full attention, mirroring her posture and intonation, then transitions smoothly into a carefully prepared anecdote that aligns with her interests, her favorite travel destination, perhaps, or a shared intellectual curiosity. This gesture, subtle yet profound, makes her feel not only heard but prioritized, cementing his status as both listener and leader in her inner world. Yet for all his strategic prowess, the Machiavellian seducer knows that over-reliance on tactics can feel mechanical. Thus, he cultivates an aura of spontaneity through controlled surprises. Perhaps he organizes a last-minute art exhibit visit because he noticed her admiration for a particular painter, or he sends a handwritten note on a day when she least expects it, signed not with a casual nickname, but with a flourish that suggests old-world gallantry. These unpredictable yet meticulously orchestrated moments keep her in a state of pleasurable suspense, never quite certain when or how he will next captivate her. In more intimate settings, he leverages what Machiavelli termed the power of presence. He maintains unwavering eye contact long enough to convey sincerity, then breaks it at the precise moment before any hint of awkwardness arises. His physical proximity shifts with the emotional temperature of the conversation, leaning in when confessing a vulnerable thought, then reclining at just the right time to reassert autonomy. This dynamic dance of closeness and distance magnifies tension and deepens connection. When conflict arises, as it inevitably does, he does not meet her volatility with equal force. Instead, he practices the principle of strategic calm. If she expresses anger or frustration, he absorbs her emotional charge with grace, acknowledging her feelings without defensiveness. His composed demeanor acts like a balm, diffusing her intensity and positioning him as both anchor and ally. Only after her storm subsides does he offer his own viewpoint, framed not as a rebuttal, but as a shared exploration of possible solutions. Behind closed doors, he is equally adept at leveraging her social ecosystem. He cultivates goodwill among her friends and family, offering genuine compliments and discreet favors that enhance his reputation before he ever needs it. When he arrives on the scene, he is already seen as an asset to her world, not an interloper. This networked approach ensures that any attempt to undermine him is met with collective resistance, another strategic advantage born of preemptive relationship building. Financial dynamics, too, play their part in his design. He is neither ostentatious nor miserly. Rather, he practices selective generosity. He invests in experiences, remarkable dinners at hidden gem restaurants, surprise weekend getaways to places she has quietly mentioned, and in thoughtful tokens that resonate with her values. A vintage book, if she loves history, a bespoke journal, if she thrives on reflection. These gestures convey that he is attuned to what truly delights her, reinforcing her emotional bond while maintaining the air of sophistication she admires. Even as he masters these external techniques, the Machiavellian suitor never neglects his inner world. He remains relentlessly committed to self-improvement, physical fitness, emotional intelligence training, ongoing mastery of relevant skills, so that he can match the high standards he sets for her. His own growth becomes inexorably tied to the allure he projects. A man who evolves continually appears to her as a boundless source of inspiration and challenge. Nevertheless, every Machiavellian play carries the risk of ethical shadow. If he allows his tactics to become purely manipulative, if he prioritizes conquest over connection, his relationships will inevitably crumble once his schemes are exposed. True mastery, therefore, requires integrating these strategies with a foundation of genuine respect and care. He must ask himself continually, am I using my insight to empower her, to contribute to her flourishing, or merely to feed my ego? When these reflections guide his actions, the Machiavellian seducer transcends mere manipulation. He becomes a partner in her self-actualization, a catalyst for her own growth. His carefully planned surprises foster her sense of wonder. His strategic calm supports her emotional resilience. His select generosity bolsters her sense of worth. In this alchemy of power and empathy, the relationship evolves from a calculated conquest into a dynamic alliance of two resilient, ambitious individuals. In the end, the Machiavellian's greatest triumph is not that he bends a woman's will to his desire, but that he inspires her to embrace her own agency and potential. When she recognizes that she is both muse and co-strategist, empowered by his insights rather than confined by them, the partnership achieves a level of mutual respect and creative synergy few lovers ever know. And so, the ultimate lesson from Machiavelli's Forbidden Playbook is this: power in relationships is never a zero-sum game. True influence arises when strategy serves authenticity, when manipulation gives way to meaningful empowerment, and when the artful suitor becomes, at last, a devoted companion in life's grand ventures.